we will see reintroduction of media plans. Yeah? And we will see media plans being drafted pre-flight, post-flight, post-analysis, good old way. We're going to see good old way media buy tactics reapplied, because there needs to be more than Google and Meta. And if anything, AI can provide tools to finally be able to buy media for brands effectively online. And I think the media plan is going to come.
Hi guys, welcome to the Digital Wellness Advantage. We are here helping marketing executives build sustainable brands without burning out. In the Digital Wellness Advantage, we explore how applying wellness-first thinking to digital strategy and executive routines leads to clearer decisions, stronger teams, and better business outcomes. So now we are three of us again here, Paul, Andrej, and me, as we started like almost 1.5 years ago. And the intention is actually to talk about 2026 and digital predictions, how we think that the world will look next year. So, Paul, Andrej, welcome again after a while.
Hello, Matej. Hello, Andrej.
Hello.
It's
been a while.
Maybe, because we're such different backgrounds, maybe just quickly, Matej, Andrej, you wouldn't mind just saying a little bit about yourself, like your background. What's been your main territories over the last 30 years?
The last 30 years is, it's a terrible, and it's actually been 30 years almost. Okay, yeah, it's what we do, all of us now, is we're very much deeply engaged in digital marketing. That's been, for me at least, that's been bread and butter for at least 20 something years. And as we approach 2026 now, this is going to be a very interesting debate on how digital marketing in general, business in general, is going to look, how we think it's going to look. And I think this is going to be an interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Matej, your background?
My background, different, coming from medicine. Some of you know, most of you know. A bit less than 20 years ago, somehow discovered this digital world that was actually also part of my professional previous life. And then it just pulled me in, and started with e-commerce. Paul, I met you like 15 years ago. We built quite a lot of e-commerce shops all around Europe, exited, started with, passing the knowledge to individual brands that needed help, didn't do all the mistake that we did. And then slowly, a bit more than 10 years ago, the backbone of our previous e-commerce business became this studio. Right now focusing mainly on digital strategy and trying to find clarity in this digital, sometimes chaos, but something that still attracts us. Yeah, it's part of our life. So that's my background.
Yeah, and my background is property development, playing with property, real estate in different places, rural and urban, and playing with spaces, concepts to do with space and how we exist within spaces, how we live, work, and so on. And catering, fashion, filming, theater. These are my main backgrounds. And personal branding has been part of my journey at least for 46 years now. 46 years, yeah. So personal branding, why do I bring that up? Because that's key element today in small to medium-sized businesses, and even the large companies are having to think about personal branding. So that's something that's definitely going to be in our discussion today, I think, no? With the AI possibilities as well. Yeah. So that's me. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Our intention today is actually to have courage to put on the table a few predictions. Yeah. Not saying that we are aiming for absolute accuracy, but I think we have some experience that we can say that, there is a probability that some most probably will be, we will become reality in the next year, yeah, more or less. So there are many different paths, yeah, where this digital reality will go. But let's focus on a few of them, starting with what you, Andrea, I think for the last 20 years focusing on, and that's the media and the numbers, investing digital media for various brands. Yeah. So I know that you went in your career through different cycles and changes and shifts. So I guess that you have like some tangible and let's say gut feelings where our media part of the digital market is going in the next year.
Yeah, the media part. If I rely solely on my gut feeling, obviously things are going to automate. A lot of AI media buying solutions being rolled out at this moment. But my gut feeling tells me that people will probably start reusing very ancient forms of media buy again. And last 15, 20 years, there was a lot of talk about transparency, analytics, a lot of thinking about performance and instant performance. I would like to call it like €1 in 10 out, things like that. And that's important thing, but one of the biggest lessons working in performance marketing, basically, for me was that nothing beats product availability, product placement. That's the most important thing. That's one of the most important thing in digital marketing is making sure that your products are there, they're visible, they're available, information about them, and not just on 2 platforms. So my prediction is that this thing is going to diversify. We're going to see something like we should see something like some complete new networks, not just Meta, Google twin, the eternal big twin. We're going to see something new. And I even thinking that it's going to be back to basics, buying banners on portals with some new tools. I think that's going to be a new possibility. And the key here behind this, I think, is making sure that your product availability, product visibility, and product availability is maximum. I think in general, I envision this new tools being developed for people to easily make sure that not just the correct target group, the very niche target group that you have, but the big enough population is exposed to your products or services when you have a decent media budget. Because this has suffered in the last 10 years. This has given way to hardcore digital performance marketing, and brands just stopped experimenting with other ways to reach people. So I think in general, in short, it's going to be a little bit away from Google and Meta advertising into something new, to a new form of media buy that's much more effective based on AI and so on. New AI tools to buy media online, which has not been solved yet. This problem has not been yet solved. Maybe we can talk about it a bit later, what the problem is.
And Andrei, what do you think about, I think we all facing many times challenges with attribution.
Yeah.
Before things were, quite straightforward, we all believed that, this tracking is like
we must say
magic pill,
yeah. We might say that this problem is bigger in Europe. I'm sorry. The attribution problem. Maybe I was preparing for future. Yeah. Here, maybe I'm too fast here thinking about the problem is much bigger in Europe. And we must not forget that other geographies have not had this much bigger problem with cookie situation and attribution and so on. Now the cookie situation has made this situation really mega hard to be on the clear side what's going on. And attribution in general, to cut a very long story short, Google attributes, Google, for instance, will attribute the outcome of campaigning to itself, and other platforms will try to do it for themselves. So the real attribution is still not there. It's plenty of experience where marketers have to rely on their gut feeling. This makes sense because we know that these things make sense. So there must be some X factor contributing to this effect. Regardless of what Google Analytics is saying, Google Analytics is basically pointing towards spend more on Google. So this is the basic problem now.
Interesting, yeah. So next year, when we meet the same time, yeah, are you do you have courage to actually put specific benchmarks on the table? Yeah, what can how actually the paid media will look the same time, November 26th.
Yeah, I have courage to say this. We will see reintroduction of media plans. Yeah, and we will see media plans being drafted pre-flight, post-flight, post-analysis, good old way. We're going to see good old way media buy tactics reapplied because there needs to be more than Google and Meta. And if anything, AI can provide tools to finally be able to buy media for brands effectively online. And I think the media plan is going to come back.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe it's disappointing.
But then we are naturally come.
Yeah, but I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be, again, something like, clients will say, oh, here's our X budget. Now make sure that you reach as many people as possible in this geographically, or maybe this cohort or whatever. Make sure to diversify the spend. We're gonna make one KPI that says we need to reach people, and on top of that, people are going to then also be engaging in performance marketing and things like that. But I think AI is going to help media buy become what it was in classic world. There's metrics like GDRP, rating points, things like that for online. That would be a really sweet one.
So then we are naturally coming to the topic of a brand, yeah, how to stand out. And Paul, you before mentioned briefly, not only branding, but actually personal branding in various types of sizes of companies. So how do you see November 26th next year?
More personal brands than ever before, more money going into it, and more possibilities than ever before. However, I really like what Andrej said about media plans, yeah, because I think there's going to be a lot of them, and most people won't even see them, or what they'll see is the very superficial version of the plan. Yeah, my grandson is 20 and my granddaughter is 16. And, and I kind of see how they're thinking, how they're behaving. They're not stupid, but at the same time, they're in this whole thing of with their colleagues and their age group of how do we fit into this? What and the big question for them I see happening all the time for their group is, well, it's not just what can I do, but what's in it for me? Yeah, because the whole thing is so well tied up. They're not stupid. They can see that what we could do when we were 20, 25, because don't forget, my grandson's going to be 25, 26 in 5 years. He's going to be a key player in economics, right? And all of his friends, they're going to be key performers, key players, right? Very soon. So these media plans, I think, the AI agents that we're talking about, most of it, of the AI technologies, a lot of it is going to go on pre-research, on thought patterns, movement patterns, what these younger generations are really desiring, what they really are going to consume. And the media plans are going to be prepared in some sort of, orientation with that research. If that research is not already going on in a massive way, it definitely will happen. So to a large degree, what they will be able to consume and where they think it will go will be kind of premeditated in a way. Not that they won't have any decision making. And so the personal branding will also, I think that the corporates can really benefit from personal branding. Yeah. The moment a personal brand takes off, they can in many ways conglomerate that success. Yeah. And that's been happening ever since the Industrial Revolution. Yeah. Larger companies conglomerating the smaller companies. Yeah. And with the personal brands, they can just grow and grow and grow. They've got the resources, they've got the speed, especially with AI now, they've got the speed that most people can't operate with. They got the resources, they have the ideas, they have the best experts. So personal branding and corporate branding are going to come closer and closer together, and it's going to become more and more competitive and tougher. So this is where I think it's going, and we're not going to decelerate, we're going to accelerate. And this is where what Andrej mentioned, that people are smart. Some people are actually going to be looking at more historic and more traditional ways of reaching out there, and how to use media and how to use marketing in general. Yeah, and some of them will be very successful. But I think that personal branding and corporate branding are going to come closer and closer together, and it's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. Unless, of course, we have some major world catastrophe and a breakdown in social structures. But the norms that we have at the moment, normalities across the globe, if this continues, the social media and AI and the research behind it will define a lot of the personal branding.
Yeah. It will be interesting conversation next year.
I just wanted to quickly mention, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the fiscal policy, taxation in many countries, the bigger countries, has changed. Yeah, and the smaller countries around the globe are following. So it's not just from the digital side that things have been tied up in the way we live and the way we think, but from the fiscal side, things have been tied up, made tighter as well. Yeah. So that also, I don't want to get into economics right now, but that also affects the whole formula of how we're going to be able to express our personal branding.
I think also
absolutely.
for personal brands, it's also very, very interesting. You can only do so much on Instagram. You know what I mean? So there should be, it's been a while since something new popped up. And imagine having some sort of a network, media, like imagine a 4 or 5 dimensional mesh that you can actually send your personal brand or your message or whatever you want to say into, and make sure that you actually reach all the right people that you need to, and also if you need to and can afford, you can also, for instance, make the big kahuna thing, like reach a lot of people, like do the Super Bowl thing online. That didn't, that went away somehow, né? We kind of grown used to the situation when you have 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 big networks available on the web, where you can do everything, né? But everybody wants to do everything there, né? So I think that will open a new chance to also to media attention. People are probably, I suppose, people are getting tired of them, scrolling on 2, 4, 3 things. Nah? AI chatting, yeah, that's a new dimension. That's a new space. Nah? And people are still using websites, nah? And those websites haven't been very smartly monetized yet or utilized for something meaningful. Now, I think AI gives us possibility to generate, somebody somewhere should generate some tools to expand this. So it doesn't matter where your audience is, you can make sure that you will reach them. Now I'm saying nothing lasts forever, and the big media probably, I mean, there's a lot of untapped potential. That's what I'm trying to say, and it would probably benefit brands the most, the corporations also the most, but also personal brands. If you had more space to maneuver in, like something better than just being maybe exposed to a scroll stop 1 second in Instagram as a professional. I mean, there must be better spaces for people to do work and to do life now online. I think there's going to be more, basically some new forms of media.
I agree with you. There will be new forms of media for those, as you mentioned. You used the word meaningful. Yeah. And of course, there are going to be individuals, especially in personal branding, who will be looking to express meaningful concepts, or share meaningful concepts. However, the way media works and the way the economics work and the way the whole formula of, I think the larger part will, the acceleration will continue in the less meaningful arenas. And this is what media is about: more money, more speed, more hits, and and for the time being, that's where it's going to go. So there's going to be a lot of clutter, and if you and I'm just wondering, because you guys are more technical than I am, just wondering how, with all this clutter, will it become easier or more difficult for those who are looking for something really valuable to be able to siphon that out, to be able to communicate, to be able to share with meaningful concepts and ideas? Or are the majority actually going to be drawn in to that mass generic competition level formula?
I would say, if I may, because it's directly related to my prediction. I think majority will do exactly what you said. But there will be a few people. I think more of them will be like the younger generation. When before you mentioned, both of you, while you were predicting, AI. I prefer still use the name LLMs. I think those that were actually, let's say, 16, 17 when this technology came, when they will be like 20, 25, they will be the power users. They will be the smart ones that will actually start to, 1 person, 2 or 3, they will actually leverage this a lot. And I think, but majority, I think it will just become a consumer of this. And there is a trap.
Yeah, that's a trap.
And that's and that's, I think, it's the intention of this podcast, to talk about the wellness. Because if this, damn technology is not actually, somehow enhancing our lives, making things for better, why to have it?
Matej,
So
I know that
opinion.
you've been developing your, for some time now, you're developing very smart solutions, your own agents for different things to make life, more pleasurable. So wellness and LLMs. How do you how do you see that? How do you see that? From your personal view, how should that be used for in the coming years, or let's say next year? Because things are
Maybe
moving so fast that we can actually talk on a 6 month level regarding new paradigms. Yeah.
yeah. Let's leave prediction for the end, yeah. But I will start with a question, yeah. Both of you, yeah, do you enjoy sitting in the front of computer for the hours and hours, and I don't know, putting the data into the spreadsheet, yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Everyone
You know,
knows. Everyone wants to. There are
yeah,
very few people left like that on the planet now. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But it's a question that we already know what's the answer for most of us, yeah. So most of us don't enjoy this work, yeah. And it's actually, it's stupid because we rationally understand that things could be easier, but until recently they were just, status quo was there, yeah. So I see the LLMs, yeah, or AI, however we use this, yeah, as a big disruptor. I think it's bigger than internet, yeah. It's closer to the electricity, yeah. And some months ago, yeah, we were chatting, and yes, it's a software. It's a stupid software. It's a system. But there is one difference, I'm definitely don't see myself as an AI or LLM expert, but more as a practitioner, yeah. We can talk about this and rationalize, but let's see what's tangible there, yeah. So that was my objective of the last year.
Tangible,
And the big difference with stupid software or systems that I see is that the systems and software is deterministic. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you actually with any kind of LLM, yeah, put the same, let's say that you have the completely untrained chat, let's say ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, Grok, yeah, and just put a prompt, yeah. There will be always slightly different output, yeah. But then you can go deeper. You can actually say, okay, now I will train this thing, yeah. I will put a knowledge base. I will say you can't go on the internet, yeah. I will super prompt it, yeah. It will be more focused, but still, it's not deterministic, yeah. And that's a big difference, yeah. That's something that didn't existed before. No, I'm not like a super fan. But I think that until now, until like few months ago, until this thing, yeah, didn't have this artificial synthetic type of reasoning, yeah. It was, all of us were just, let's say, playing with it and see, how this could be useful. So to be honest, still I don't see any kind of practical, use cases for media, yeah. Let's say that, until, let's say, ChatGPT or others won't start to sell media space there, yeah. That's just a question of time because they have so much information. But
you mentioned wellness, yes, in relation to this, yeah. So
yeah.
let's just leave media. Media is there; it's not going to go anywhere, right? But let's just leave it there, and the media plans and the buying. Let's leave it right there where it is for now, okay? I'd like to treat it as a consequence, okay, not as the main topic, yeah. So let's take the LLMs and let's take wellness, yeah. And you said also practical application, yeah. So if we were to apply resources and LLMs and all the scientific knowledge that's out there, which is a lot of it and it's not being used, and apply this technology, LLMs, and the academia, and a little bit of the government resources or private resources to something like wave energy or tidal energy. Can you imagine how much free energy, how much cheap energy would be available for humanity on the whole planet just by doing that?
Yeah.
The Arabs using crude oil have demonstrated that there's no need for anyone to pay taxes. There's no need to have an 8-hour working day. For decades, that demonstrated that. And you can have perfectly running societies and clean societies if the resources were being used in that. Because you mentioned wellness. Yeah, I'm talking about collective wellness now. So LLMs are here; they're not going away. But if they're going to be practical, and I'm just giving one example, there are so many areas that could be applied. Do you not think that we could have serious wellness if the media was then actually directed to that kind of thinking?
Yeah.
Rather than to the competitive, more buying, more selling. I have to compete with my personal brand with the other person, and so on and so on and so on. And then I had create a corporate. Then my corporate has to stay alive and buy out the other corporate. What about applying these LLMs and a little bit and academia and a little bit of resources to something like tidal wave energy and freeing up the main thing that is, in our existence, you don't actually have to eat or drink that much as people do, but you do need energy. But imagine if we could provide free energy. What would that mean for housing, for buying, for selling, for education, and so on, for traveling? Imagine you could travel for free.
I mean, if it's free,
a lot of the sorry, one more thing. A lot of the ships and planes and buses, if you carefully look, they're running on hydrogen. Again, hydrogen should really be free energy. And the LLMs and the academia are there, man. So what about that kind of wellness and LLMs?
Well, I was actually talking about before we round up. Yeah, we're almost at the end. I was talking about the individuals. Yeah, I was focusing on this. Yeah, but it's coming. If you empower people. Yeah, this force can be used for good or bad, as we know. As we were speaking at our first session, roundtable meeting like this. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. So now this sword is even sharper. Yeah. Let's be honest, yeah. The idea of Google was to organize all the world's information, yeah. They did it in their own way, yeah. But now how one person can cognitize, yeah, all this, it's just not practical, yeah. Now this cognitive load, yeah, for a few people, yeah, would be a bit easier to reach, yeah. And that's the direction where my prediction is going. Yeah, and of course, if those few individuals will use it for the projects that you were saying right now, yeah, then we are talking about the collective wellness, not only about humanity, also about the ecosystem where we are living. Yeah, but before we conclude this, yeah, if I I don't avoid my prediction. Yeah, I personally see that we will see a rise of personal assistants, especially focused on the very specific business cases. Yeah, and even swarms of agents, orchestrated agents. Yeah, and I think that's mostly used by that younger generation that actually was, it's now growing up, let's say 2025, yeah, that won't have this burden. I think you and me, Andrej, know this, when, with digital technology, it's, the idea is okay, you can, everybody could in practice actually build a website, do the thing that we are doing as agents, as, specialists. But they're always gatekeepers. It's not so easy to do that, yeah. So I think there will be more and more those, those smart individuals building, I don't know, 2-3 people having assistants, agents, swarms of agents, yeah, building massive companies. Who knows how, yeah. Just being smart and using these tools. Now, where they will apply these tools, that's a big question, yeah, that I'm, hopefully for something good, yeah. Hopefully for a project that you were describing, Paul. Let's see.
And I mean, meaningful solutions. I think there's still space for meaningful stuff. But I don't think we're going to change pretty soon. I don't think 2026 is going to change the social structure of the world. There's still going to be power concentrated. Still going to be big players. They're going to dictate everything else. Still, power and technology know-how and value is going to be encapsulated in digital systems that are privately owned. This is still going to be happening, but maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for what I think we are aiming at. This maybe 2026 is going to show some new means or ways or tools using digital tools for individuals to do something meaningful, especially probably when very soon money is going away. And there's going to have to be, there's going to have to be something for people to do meaningful and very, very subjective and so on. I think we're going to see things like that. Nah? We're still going to be buying or selling stuff on Shopify web stores and booking trips to around the world, paying for that with something, probably not with money anymore, for some form of digital point systems. I don't think 26 is there yet, but it's going to be also an introduction to these ideas, probably maybe 27, 28. We'll see what
I predict that 26. I predict that 26 is gonna bring more fierce competition than ever before.
Yeah,
more fear than ever before, and more chaos than ever before. Yeah, more possibilities. Yeah, and meaningful ideas. They'll be there. I agree totally with you. Yeah, the possibilities that you've mentioned, Andrej, they'll be there. But I think as long as the formula continues, the fear of not being able to perform, not being able to belong in one way or another will continue to accelerate the competition. Yeah, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and this is what I predict, that it's going to be a tougher year than before. Matej, you brought the LLMs you're talking about. They're moving ahead really quickly, really quickly, and I'm hoping that in all this chaos, the dissatisfied souls, especially the younger ones, or disillusioned souls, will be given some room to express how they see things. I'm hoping. Yeah.
Maybe hopes for 2026. What would old digitalized specialists and geniuses like us hope for 2026? I would hope that people would stop just consuming the content on passively consuming and engage with some content on the internet, and maybe start thinking about how to use this thing in a meaningful way as just a part of their lives. I like to hope that internet would not become the life form for majority of people. I would like to hope that this would be a tool, and it would remain a tool for meaningful utility for people to do something with their lives. So maybe we hope for meaningful tools, hope for meaning, but probably Paul is right. It's going to be a tough year. Maybe some revolutions around the corner. I don't know. Yeah, maybe probably something drastic, but probably a couple more years. Especially AI can blow up. We don't know. We want to use it as a tool for something meaningful, to do something with our lives. But I think these are very profound ideas. But it's not a coincidence that people like us are everybody's talking about this. I mean, this is just. I mean, it's fantastic.
Let's conclude this one for today. I would just stay with the hope. Yeah. Look, thank you both.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.